Welcome to Let's Talk Jonesboro. Today we have Corporal Jamie Seaborn of the Jonesboro Police Department and the lead. What would it be called, Jamie, on the D.A.R.E program that you operate?
We're just D.A.R.E guys.
Are you the president of the D.A.R.E?
No. I just get to be one of the officers that gets lucky enough to teach it.
Well, wonderful. Well, tell us we've got some events coming up, so let's cover that first.
Okay.
D.A.R.E, everybody knows D.A.R.E is drug awareness in our schools, and it's great to have officers there that teach the kids and keep an eye out for drugs in the schools. But right now we've got some events to talk about, and I know you've got bike rides.
Yes, so right now we're working October 16th and 17th. We are going to, it's called U.S. Renal Care, Dare to Tread the Trails. And so on the 16th, we're going to start off with a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, trail run, and we're also adding in a ruck category where they carry the backpacks full of weights, if they want to do that, where they get a patch. And so it's all trails, but we're going to finish with a little bit of a chat going around by the lake.
Oh, really?
And of course, D.A.R.E guys, we like to eat, so we always cook
Amazing.
hot dogs at the end, so
yes.
for our people. But it's a lot of fun, and we'll do, we may even have a few prizes to give out. And then on October 17th, the Sunday, we're going to do the fun mountain bike poker ride. So it's actually where it's not timed, it's just for fun. You enter it for $25 and you get to come out, and basically you got to hit the stops. So we're going to have different distances you can do. So it's just a fun day.
And this is for everybody who rides bikes. Anybody that wants to can come join.
Yeah, for mountain biking. And I mean, like I said, it's just a lot of fun. And it's a poker ride. So you'll draw a card at the beginning, then you'll hit some other spots, and you'll draw one at the end. And what we do is whoever gets the highest hand gets to pick from all of my prizes first. And then whoever has the lowest hand picks next. And then we give everyone a ticket, and we draw till it's all gone.
Is that right? That's great.
So all the proceeds go to D.A.R.E. Of course, you have to go to Race Roster to register. But all of it goes to D.A.R.E. So, we use that money to get shirts and books, workbooks for the students, so they don't have to pay for anything.
Very nice. What's Race Roster?
So Race Roster is just a website where most of you, if you run or bike, you'll know
what it is.
Yeah, so you can just search Race Roster or raceroster.com, and then in the search engine just type in D.A.R.E, and it should be the first one that pops up.
Have you done this before?
Yes, so this is going to be our 4th year having it, but this is the first time we've done, we're actually adding the 10K and the half marathon. So, and the half marathon costs $50 to enter, so it's a little more. But a little bit more work.
Right. Well, that's good. So now, is it only for very competitive people? Is it is there a ride for?
We have a walking. As far as the run goes, there's if you're walking the 5K route, if you want something easy, that's 3 miles. It's probably my easiest route I've done so far. It's a new route this year.
Yeah.
And if you walk, I think one year we had a 70-something-year-old lady that
Is
did
that
it.
right? Very nice.
So it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be good, and that's a good time of year. Hopefully the weather will be really perfect.
We hope it's like it was last year. Last year was perfect.
It was perfect. That's great. That's great.
So.
Well, tell me now, let's talk about the D.A.R.E program, because I think all the kids understand exactly what it is, and a lot of the parents do. But what about grandparents? So explain to people from my generation and
so D.A.R.E has changed a little. Used to, people thought it's only about drugs.
Okay.
But now our D.A.R.E program, D.A.R.E stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, but it also stands for Define, Assess, Respond, and Evaluate. So we're actually teaching kids now how to make good decisions. Like last week we talked about peer pressure, and then this week we're talking about stress. And it's something that kids deal with, and we're talking about how to handle that stress. What do you do? Do you just get mad, go hit a wall? Or do you, take a few minutes to calm down, go to your room or something like that and think about it before you open your mouth and talk? So we're trying to make them think a little bit before they act. So.
Have you found through, and I don't know how many years you've been doing this, how many years have you been doing this?
So this is my 5th year in D.A.R.E.
Okay. Have you seen that kids today, do you find that they've faced any different types of stresses than we did, or older people did?
With the social media that's out there, TikTok, is really big right now. Some of those
Right.
challenges you've seen on news and that kind of thing going around. With them having access to that all the time, you see more kids stressed out. There's more fifth graders that I've ever seen talking about suicide and stuff. We were in fifth grade. We never thought about that.
No.
We were thinking about going out and riding our bike.
Right.
But you see that now because social media is around them all the time.
Yeah, I don't even think I was aware of like a social hierarchy until later in school.
Mhm.
And so I guess they're really confronted with it at a young age. And
Yeah.
that's got to be new challenges for you guys. What type
Yeah.
of training do you get to talk to these people about
So we've actually, to go through D.A.R.E school, it's a 2-week school. And my partner, Officer Brandon Butler, just got back Friday. And it's a 2-week program, and basically they're teaching you everything that a teacher will do in 2 weeks. So you're getting how to, I guess, put a curriculum together and teach them. And so you have to build it and actually go in there. And, you step in front of kids. Kids can tell if you're not truthful with them. If you're, not honest or something, or if they get something, they're pretty smart. So,
Yeah.
You have to know and be confident in what you do.
Yeah, as a parent, I learned pretty early you can say one thing, but if you do a different, they're going to call you out on it. And that was I don't think I would have had kids if I'd seen that coming. But no, that's not true. I love my children, but
Yeah.
as far as they know, I think that with social media, with the stresses that adults who didn't grow up around social media can't relate to, I think you've got a particular challenge there. And how do you advise them on that? What should a parent talk to their kids about with social media?
I think really just being involved and knowing what your kids are looking at, because TikTok, we don't think anything real bad until you see on the news they're talking about the challenges where kids are doing things like going to and tearing up part of a school just to video it, or hitting a teacher and videoing it, with some of these TikTok challenges. And that's just, if you follow the D.A.R.E thing, you're thinking about what you're doing and know it's wrong, but parents, I think they just need to be, just know what your kids are looking at.
Yeah, and that's you just described a couple things, and I knew there were some weird things on TikTok, but I didn't know there were hit your teacher challenges and that kind of stuff. That's the kind of thing that you don't know what you're going to walk into every day.
Yeah, and that's a felony. If you strike a teacher or something, that's really, really bad.
I remember seeing kids do it, but it didn't work out in their favor. I don't know
No.
if it was a felony, but things didn't go well for them.
No.
So now, the social media is one thing. Are there other things that you see that are the kids have to worry about?
I think, of course, later on in our lessons, we'll talk about bullying and that kind of things, that kids deal with.
Right.
My very first year teaching D.A.R.E, I had a kid talk about suicide in an essay and how D.A.R.E really helped her through that time. And, that's back whenever I didn't even think kids would do that, but it was, could be from a bullying issue where they're not reporting it. And we actually teach them how to report it where no one knows, who it came from. So it's neat for them to do that. And I know some schools teach kids how to do it, but it's one of those things where, the more you're reminded of that, the better it is.
Right.
So it's something I'm glad we get to teach that.
Are there kids who are leaders at that age well enough to help others out that are in stress?
Yeah, you see some really strong kids, because some of the kids out there, even at 5th grade, have seen more drugs than I had by the time I was in college, and they're around it a little more. And, I tell the kids all the time, I didn't get to be a kid whenever I was little because I was taking care of my sisters because Mom worked 2 or 3 jobs, And I said, I grew up taking care of my sisters. I didn't get to be a kid. And you still see that to a point with some kids, because I'll talk to them and they're like, yeah, whenever I get home, I got to do this, this, and this.
Right.
There's lots of single parent families
Sure.
out there, and it's hard for some people. So
Right.
So I can relate to that with them.
I got you. That's interesting because there's growing up fast, and through generations, kids have had to grow up fast at different steps in life and
Yes.
and different socioeconomic sections, but you never know that you're learning something new when you get to the social media stage. So I guess you guys have a lot to talk about.
We're constantly learning.
As officers, do you share stories? Do you share ideas? Do you share concerns?
Yeah, we will, whenever we teach, and of course I've been off the street for a while, but I still have some of the stories, and the kids, if you talk to them about some of the experiences you had as an officer, because there's some kids that you go in there teaching that automatically hate you because of what you are.
Right.
And whenever we can change that mindset on them by some of the stories we tell, and just them getting to know us, because they're getting to spend 10 weeks with us for an hour each day, and or an hour each week, and so they're in there and starting to find out that, hey, he's just a real person.
Right.
And then, he's a dad, he's got kids and this kind of stuff, and then they relate to us enough that they'll be with their family that may have been taught to hate us, and we'll go to Target or somewhere and they'll come up to us.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. That's got to be a good feeling, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm sure it doesn't take too long when you walk into a classroom to see which kid might be suspicious of you, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and it's neat to watch them change their mindset a little bit.
That's great. That's great. That's very cool. So this is how many D.A.R.E officers do we have?
So right now we have 2, and then our sergeant, our supervisor, Sergeant Racy, he also is a D.A.R.E instructor. So.
Okay. So you go to different schools? Or
Yeah.
you just rotate every day, or
So
how
this,
do you do that?
Yeah, this semester we're doing all the Jonesboro schools. So there's 5 of those, and then we also do Blessed Sacrament.
Okay.
So each day we have a set schedule and time. Like today I was International Studies, and then so we taught them, and then tomorrow I'll be at 2 different schools, and so we'll teach 2 classes in the morning apiece and 2 in the afternoon apiece, and then next semester we'll do Valley View, Nettleton, and Richfield Christian School.
Very nice. Very nice.
So about 46 classes.
Is there a common question you get from parents, or any particular subject matter that they want to discuss with you?
Parents, not as much. Sometimes, usually we get a lot of positive feedback from parents.
Good.
Telling how much they love the D.A.R.E program. So it's good to see, and we'll see some parents that, hey, I remember back when I was in D.A.R.E.
Is that
So,
right?
yeah. So
That's good.
So it's neat to see, that come back around.
Well, I have little nephews and nieces that apparently a few years ago there was talk about funding might not be available for the D.A.R.E program, and they immediately said, who's going to teach us? Who's going to teach us about drugs? So they appreciate it. They notice and they appreciate
Yeah, because we fundraise for all of the shirts and books, and I mean, if it come down to it, we would have to stop the shirts, but I hope that we don't ever have to. As long as we're doing fundraisers like this, and if I can make $4,000 or $5,000 off of this fundraiser, then that will buy 1 semester of shirts, because I spend $10,000 on shirts each year.
That's great.
So just from something like that, then if it raises $5,000 or $6,000, then it's just it's great.
That's right.
So.
That's great. Let's recap the events real fast.
Okay.
Before we close.
So it's U.S. Renal Care Dare to Tread the Trails. Saturday, October 16th, we'll have the 5K, 10K, half marathon, and the ruck. It is $25 to enter all of those, or $25 for the 5K, 10K. The ruck is $35, and the half marathon is $50. And then on Sunday, October 17th, we will have the mountain bike poker ride. It's not timed, it's just for fun, and it's $25 to enter it. And all participants you'll get a participation medal, which ours are made out of wood. So throwing the mountain bike, in the trail run thing in there.
Very nice.
So we do those, and then a T-shirt. If you register by October 2nd, you've got to do that to be guaranteed a shirt.
Guaranteed.
So, and go to raceroster.com.
Very nice. Very nice. And if you want to contact a D.A.R.E officer for any reason,
Yes. So my email, it's jseaborn@jonesboro.org, or you can just call up to the police station and say, hey, I need to speak to the D.A.R.E guys, and they can transfer you to our voicemail.
wonderful. Very good. He's Corporal Jamie Seaborn, and he took the time to visit with us on Let's Talk Jonesboro today. Thank you very much, Corporal.
Thank you, sir.
All right.